Morning YouTube, this is Chuck Jones. I want to welcome you to my channel, and this morning I'm going to do another video on magnets, and this will be a little bit different one, and it'll give you a chance to see a different method of getting the black sands out of your gold and the gold out of your black sands. So give me a minute to set up and I'll be right back. Okay, unlike my other video, what this one's about is the roly-poly, and if you will look here, this is a magic bit, and it goes in this enclosure. But that's the Magic Bit Max that sells for $55, I believe. And it's installed in this housing, and you can get it with a motor, with a 24-volt electric motor and adjustable power supply, and I believe it's $140. This one is $65 just the way it sits. So what we're going to do is show you a way, and this ugly piece of wood that's laying here is part of the way to make it work for you much cheaper. You know, if you would like to purchase one of these, because a lot of people don't have $140 to spend on it. So what this is two pieces of 2x4 that was in my shop, this one and this one. And I just took a couple pieces of metal that was in the shop and screwed it to the bottom of them, so I've got a good solid frame. And that's the whole thing, with the exception of how we're going to drive this thing. So we need a way to make it turn and move your black sands like we did with the Magic Bit Mini. So give me just a second here and I'll show you what we're going to do. Okay, so now what I've got is my Ryobi drill. It's just a cordless drill. You can take this out on a site with you to help clean up the magnetics. And it fits right up to the chuck here. It's a 6-point chuck, so that works. The only problem I found with this is you can't hold your drill trigger, because these don't have a locking trigger lock anymore. So I think I've solved that problem really simply, and again really cheap. So what I've done here is I took a regular gear clamp, and it's a regular hose clamp. I think it's 1.5 inches that I use for lay flat hose. It is, okay. So what you do is you push your trigger on, and there it goes, it's locked, and it'll do its thing. And if it's too fast or you want to slow it down, there's a screwdriver slot here. You just lower it or raise it, make it go faster, however you want to do it. But this is the 70-pound pull magnet in here too, so it works really, really well. And I'm going to put a pan on here and just show you how good it does go. Don't know what else to tell you. It's, like I said, it's really cheap. If you got a cordless drill and $65 and a hose clamp, you can do this, and both hands are free. You don't need to hold on to the drill or anything, because this doesn't hold back anything. And he supplies you with 4 screws to hold this down to whatever you mount it to. So, I don't know. I think this is a good deal. Maybe you will, maybe you won't. I don't know. Let's see what happens when we run some material. Okay, so let's do some material here. I've got some blonde sands and black sands here, you can see. And it's I'll mix it all together. I've been playing with it, is why it was up there. It's just fun to work with. Turn the drill on and lock the trigger. You can see the black sands coming out of it. I'm not doing anything yet. It's all doing it all by itself. You don't even have to touch it. You're just pulling that black sand, all the magnetics are coming right out. So you're going to probably see some rock in here, little pieces of rock. But there's no gold in this. It's just amazing to me. Because the way it's spinning, and it's underneath and not right in the material, so it can't pinch. You don't have to go slow, you go fast, but look how much black sand has come out of that already. I think that's what's amazing. Okay, so what I'm going to do, now we've got this black sand separated, I'm going to take this one that I tell you not to use, and I'm going to use it just to take the black sand out of here and put it in there. And what we're going to do is just see if this really does pick up the magnetics and no gold. And if you can do this for a lesser price, like I just showed you here, let's see, I'm hoping you can see that. I can't see my screen. Oh yeah. Okay, I'm going to pan this back, spread it a little bit. And I'm not seeing even a speck. Don't see anything here. So the process really works, and it does a great job of doing what it's supposed to do, like he said it would. So there you see the magnetics pulled out, and with the magnetics pulled out, now what you got is the blonde sands that are still over here in the pan. Right here, you can see where I left some of that black sand there because that little pan is too much to pan. But so now I just have non-magnetics and blonde sand. Well, it's all non-magnetics, and this is the black sand. I'll zoom on this as much as I can. You can see there's nothing there. There's not even a speck here anywhere. So that's really good. I'm really happy with that. So these are 2-gallon buckets full of black sand. Well, black sand concentrates, some blonde sand as you can see. Now I typically get between 1/3 and 1/2 of one of these every time I go out and dredge. So we're in a real high level of black sand area, just about anywhere here in Arizona that we go. So it's really important for us to get as much of these magnetics out of here as we can before we start even processing it on a cleanup sluice. So I just want to put this in your head that if you're dealing with this kind of black sand, or you just don't like panning with a lot of black sand, this magnet is the way to do it and have nice clean concentrates minus the black sand and magnetics. So you know, the roly-poly is a better way to go than the mini mags, but we know it's whatever you can afford and whatever you want to do. So just thought I'd throw this into the mix and show you how much we've got to work with here. So with doing this lash shop, even if you don't have a lot of money to spend, you can take your drill and hook it to this roly-poly and have this almost the same thing. You've got the variable speed and everything here, but I think with the higher end one, the $140 one, I think you've got a little bit better speed control than with the drill. But you know, you're trying to get black sand out, and you saw in the video that it pulled the black sand out wonderful. Now I was running my drill in reverse, and moving the pan, and it just pulled that black sand right out of all that material. I mean, it was amazing. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share and subscribe, make a really good comment, and may the bottom of your pan be gold forever. Thank you so much for watching.